dimension to heal everything that happens inside. The wear and tear of the tissue daily. You don't know how many tissue needs to be repaired every day. You don't even know that. Because every day there's a damage that occurs in tissues, muscles, cells, cellular level, and everything is healed and repaired when you are in delta few microseconds. And then you come up into alpha, start dreaming, and then after dreaming again coming into theta and delta, no dreams. Everything is washed out, the memory is gone. Again come into alpha, start dreaming. So around 5 times in an average individual, you go through a dream cycle known as REM, rapid eye movement. And when in the morning you wake up, after the dream, if you wake up from here, you will remember a dream. But instead of coming up from here, you come here, and from here you come up, you will forget the dream. And there are 6 stages in which you pass through when you sleep. 6 stages you pass through. And those stages are important. So if you know how to meditate, if you know how to use your brain in a way that you are able to reduce your brain frequency and build, if there is an issue, if there is a problem, if something needs to be solved, you need to help somebody, you need to improve your grades, you need to increase your business, attract customers, whatever it is, you can do that. It's possible. People have done it. There are millions and millions of people in the world who have used this and they have been very successful. Now, there are 2 things you can do. Either there is a materialistic approach, which is equally important for us. We need to survive, we need to live, so matter is again very important. And then there is a spiritual approach. And in this spiritual approach, you basically connect to each and every creation of this entire universe, and you feel empathic, you feel connected, you feel kind, you feel you are in harmony and in synchronization, in congruency with each and every creation, even which you don't see. So at the spiritual level also you can benefit by learning to reduce your brain frequency and not go to sleep, remain awake. Okay? There are wonderful things that happen even if you don't do anything. For example, every time you go to this level, consciously please, and you come out, your health improves. So let me give you some small tips that you can use. Okay? Until you are ready to actually go through the seminar. But until then, do this. Any questions regarding this? I hope it was easy.
I have a question, yeah. When our brain is working so much, we're thinking about so many things at the same time and so many... Is the CPS high?
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of...
It is just the opposite of what, yeah. See, first of all, I would not say it's a problem. This is the need of the day. The amount of information that comes to us and the speed of information is tremendous. I would go bonkers if I was to sit on the net and search the web, because definitely I've seen a particular era of my life when things were slow and quiet and calm. And now see youngsters, the way they can use the search engines, I can't. Okay? Now, the amount of information, the speed of information, your mind goes bonkers. There are tests, there are challenges. Every moment there is something you need to prove that you are the best. And by the time you grow up and become a professional, maybe at the time when you get a job or you join a business, you have actually drained yourself emotionally. You may have very good skills. You may be a very good MBA manager, but you have drained yourself. So there is something called integration of different aspects of your life. For example, the CEO of Coca-Cola once gave an example. You heard about that? The ball. He says every one of us is juggling with a couple of balls. And all the balls except one are rubber balls, which includes our friends, our work, our career, our profession, blah, blah, blah. But amongst that, there is one crystal ball, and that is your family. So while juggling, if the other balls fall, no problem, pick it up. But if the crystal ball falls, let it go. Now, this integration is very much of a prior importance in the West. Certainly, organizations, corporations, multinational, giant organizations have realized that we have produced the best manager, but he has given us productivity. But look at his life; he is ruined. His relationships are gone. He doesn't have time for his family. Doesn't have time for himself. So they are now working on integrating the emotional, the spiritual, the mental part of an individual, so that if you are a good MD, or a good manager, a good student, a good housewife, a good businessman, then every other aspect of your life is connected with your vision, your goal, or whatever you want to do. Which means you don't leave your family behind, or people you love and care for, your parents behind. So this is now coming into the best, great, tremendous speed. Because they have realized if you don't do that, we are going to become robots one day. One day we are going to become robots. So, because of the speed of information and the amount of information, we are mostly in doubt. And that's why we are now suffering from a host of and a variety of psychosomatic illnesses. Hypertension, diabetes, anxiety, neurosis, eczema, psoriasis, GI, stomach disorders, you cannot digest food, or you have problem with constipation, heart ailments, high cholesterol. They are all psychosomatic, because we tend, if you are working 8 hours, then within that 8 hours, even if you are at the gamma for 2 hours, you are killing yourself. This is high speed.
Also, to give another example, let's say recently I slept around 10 p.m. watching TV. I woke up 3 hours later at 1, and then I want to go to sleep, but then you have all these thoughts about work, about problems, so your brain starts working, and you cannot slow it down to rest. But when you're resting, it's fine. But when the moment you recover from rest, well, I'm talking about myself, then you go to hyperactivity, and then
again, this inevitably you are functioning at hyperactivity level. And if you can learn to function at a lower activity level, at alpha, your health is going to improve, and the amount of work that maybe you are able to do in terms of creativity, problem solving, innovation, ideas, brainstorming, in about 8 hours you'll be able to do it in maybe 1 hour, because the ideas that are generated or come out after 6 or 7 hours of brainstorming session, if it comes out in 30 minutes, you have 7 hours into yourself. Now what I'm going to do is first give you some tips and then give you a complimentary CD. Okay? Yeah, they'll fill it, no problem. Now this CD, you will be amazed. It's like, try it out. Anybody who has a problem with sleep, can't go to sleep, or does not have a restful sleep, or wakes up in the night, or in the morning you wake up and you find, my God, I wish I need more sleep. You're still not relaxed. Use this CD for a month. At the time you're about to go to sleep, you should switch off the light, turn on the CD, close your eyes. This will take you into sleep automatically. And you wake up in the morning, and after a month, see what happens. See the quality of sleep that you experience when you wake up in the morning, right? And see what happens. All the junk and all the garbage which is collected throughout the day from various sources, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, they are all going to the trash can. Okay? You had a question?
Yes. When you're in a state of lucid dreaming, you're conscious that you're dreaming, but you're not exactly in third dimension either.
Okay. Lucid dreaming is very close to fourth dimension. Okay? You're conscious that you're dreaming. Lucid dreaming is very real. It appears to be very, it's full of colors, it can have smell, it can have taste, everything. So it is very close to fourth dimension. The only difference here is, if you have conscious control of being able to do something while your brain frequency is low, that is fourth dimension. If you do not have control, you may be in delta, but if you do not have control, you are not. We don't have control over here. It's like, let's say if I'm in that fourth dimension state and I'm working, and suddenly I send message to one of my colleagues to call me. He'll get the message, he'll call me. So you can be doing multi-dimensional tasking, right? Driving a car and you're sending messages to people that you're going to meet, the clients that you're going to meet today, and you're telling them that, I'm going to come and meet you and we'll have a great meeting, and I'm looking forward for some good opportunities from you. You send that in advance before you meet people. Keep on doing it every day. See how people respond, especially if you are into sales or you are into a job which requires you to meet a lot of people. Do it while you are in that state, but you have to learn to do that. Otherwise, you will have a car accident. Okay? Now, this is what I want you to do. Okay, now this is basically called trance consciousness. This state is called trance consciousness, because this is your consciousness, ordinary consciousness. You are transcending this, so you are going beyond your consciousness. This is called trance consciousness. This is a trance, but we don't know.